Right, I'm going to do a fucking hell. I'm going to do a quick experience report. Nearly said trip report. It's kind of the same thing. I just prefer calling it experience report because I just fucking do. On 4-FMPH, which is 4-fluoro methylphenidate. Sorry for the half nudity. I'll rectify that right now. So yeah, a while back, I think on the channel I was saying that I was gonna my fucking words review 4-fluoro methylphenidate, not methylene. Why have I got that in my head? I haven't even taken 4-fluoro phenmetrazine because I just haven't. Anyways, so I took it maybe like about 8 or 9 different occasions now, which I'd say was enough to have got as much as I could out of it, and I took it several times on all of these occasions, and yeah, I was pretty disappointed, to be honest. I was expecting a stimulant that would be kind of functional, not too jittery, but also with a little bit of recreational potential as such, and not too much of a come down. I was hoping for a longer duration as well, but I'll basically explain what happened, and I'll talk about lower and higher dosage again. Also, as a disclaimer, I'm going to make these disclaimers at everything. Just don't try this shit at home, it might kill you. Any of my experience report videos, they could kill you. Some of these things are pretty dangerous, but they're not necessary. Anyway, so yeah, lower doses, I took a very small amount, which is, it's really hard to dose because it's such a minute amount to affect you. It's yeah, it's not the easiest dosing, and I thought, you know, this will be a nice functional dose. Got to about threshold, I could just about feel it working, and yeah, I could just feel it working, but it wasn't really doing very much. It was just sort of there in the background with a tiny bit of a stimulant feel. I just felt a little weird. It was definitely in effect, it didn't feel like it was affecting me. I mean, it probably was, but it didn't seem to do very much. So I waited about 4 hours or so to redose. I redosed a little bit more, got over threshold, but it was just hard to dose. Like, I got over threshold, I got some functional level from it over threshold. I won't deny that. So just a little over threshold is functional, but unfortunately, I got the jitters that I don't like from stimulants. That kind of feeling of having energy that I need to spend on things that I'm not already doing, rather than that focused energy. I had the ability to focus extremely well, but I had a sort of feeling of a need to do other things, which was unfortunate at the time. So yeah, the threshold dose does nothing. The dose above threshold, it could be used functionally, but it makes you feel a little bit like you want to do something else. And it didn't really make me feel euphoric at that dose. It just made me feel a bit like I need to do other shit. So yeah, I waited again till another day actually, and the next day I took this same sort of functional dose, and for whatever reason it worked functionally a little bit, and then a couple hours later I redosed and it worked functionally a little bit again, and then I redosed again, and again it worked a little functionally, wasn't too bad. Stopped for a couple of days. The next day I felt a little bit weird and withdrawn from life, I'm not gonna lie, so it was very, very slight withdrawal. Was pretty much back to baseline the day after that. And yeah, I ended up taking a higher dose to see what the euphoric effects were. This shit is pretty euphoric, I'll give it that. At the higher doses I felt really, I got the kind of twitchy stimulation you get. Not functional at all at higher doses, no way. But was definitely euphoric. It wasn't a kind of dance your pants off thing. It was more kind of I could socialise really well kind of thing. I know that sounds strange because it gives you a lot of energy at a higher dose, but you just don't. You feel like doing physical stuff, or I did, but I didn't feel like I want to dance or party as such. I just felt a need to keep moving. Socialising was very good on this stuff. Extremely positive self-image. Very fast. Sort of circling of ideas in my own mind at the higher dose. I very much enjoyed the higher dose. I redosed a few times in the day and got a lot of things done. A lot of work and such done. Not that much more compared to usual, and it was a hard balance. It took me to I had to get to a higher level to be able to get the enough functional stimulation, but there was too much sort of non-functional stimulation. Took a bit more and got to an extreme level where I just couldn't be functional at all, really, just kind of running off the walls kind of thing. But that's a stimulants thing, that's to be expected. But yeah, redosed several times, redosed again the next day, and then the day after that. So after 2 days on a trot of having semi-functional, semi-euphoric slash more euphoric doses, yeah, the day after the 2 days, I felt awful, to be honest. Not really physically too withdrawn, a little bit, I don't know, hungrier than usual would probably be the word. A little bit thirstier and hungrier than usual, but nothing significant in terms of actual like physical fatigue. Mental fatigue was bad. I felt awful mentally. Paranoia was not severe, not like an extreme withdrawal, but it was there and it wasn't nice. And yeah, it just put me in a bad mood on withdrawal. Didn't feel close to people, felt a lot of distrust and such. So yeah, that's the high doses and the low doses out of the way. No, no, no. I better go into physical effects. Some physical effects experienced were very, very slight numbness of some extremities, which I'm not sure if that's something just I experience or maybe something experienced commonly with 4-fluoromethylphenidate, 4-FMPH, and a warming of the face. And I don't know, I did feel a little bit of a general comfort of the body. Even though I needed to expel energy, my body felt good, that's for sure. So yeah, there's a few little side effects. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, the way I feel about this is I probably won't take it again, actually. I was basically expecting it to be like 3,4-dichloromethylphenidate with a slightly like a half duration, but actually the duration seems to be about 3 to 4 hours to 5 hours depending on dosage. So a very threshold dose, it's about 2.5, 3 hours. But a sort of higher dose, mid dose, it's about 4 hours, 4.5 hours. And at the higher doses it could be up to 6 hours. I don't think I think you could push a little past 6 hours with a really high dose, but I think you'd be hard pressed to get to that dose, and I don't think it would be wise medically. I mean, I don't think it's that wise medically to take high doses of stimulants anyway. But there you go. So yeah, the duration was really hard to kind of put place to. It was hard to dose, so was 3,4-CTMP, 3,4-dichloromethylphenidate, but it was worth it. The duration just wasn't long enough at all, and the effects kind of came in and out during the experiences. Um, it was a good mood booster at higher levels. I'd take it recreationally, or I'd take a little bit to be slightly better in a social situation, so it has some potential. It's fun, that's for sure, but it's not, it's nothing really fucking cutting as a stimulant. Um, yeah, it wasn't worth the withdrawals, and the functional side of it, I had to take quite a lot to get to, and just the jitters and the stimulation that come with the functional side of it, yeah, it just wasn't worth it. So yeah, I may take this again, but it's not something I'm putting on a list of I'll try this again because it was awesome. It's just something that's exists, I know how it works on me basically. Anyways, that was my experience report.